think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. It is indeed a fantastic Friday, and look at Miss Susan, all ready to rumble and roll. And as we start the day off, we're going to have an excellent conversation. We got a special guest in the studio. When we come back, we're going to have him introduce themselves. We're going to talk increasingly about the things that are affecting the society and take your calls, because without your contribution, you know what? The life won't be as good. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Flow,
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thanks so much for allowing us here at Radio Cayman to be of a hopefully continuing service and access to our public, as we invite each and every one of us to share, not just willingly, but candidly, not just respectfully and civilly, but sometimes very directly. And as we have this version of somewhat open line, shit and shared, where a good guest, it's going to be fun. Now, as we go through the discussion, Rambo, well, start things off. Welcome. Thanks for sharing with us, man.
Hello, good afternoon.
And then as
you...
you...
Cayman Islands, especially the Kevin Brock, my extended family.
And West Bay too, right?
West Bay too.
Okay, let's go make
your
sure.
Grandparents, can't forget the guys, you know.
Yeah, man, you got to remember the grandparents, you know.
Exactly. They're genetic, you know.
Natural.
Exactly, precisely.
And as we talk about the whole idea of what Cayman is and that notion that family is important. Now, I tell people sometimes, hopefully they don't hold it against me, because it isn't said to be anything other than the fact that take pride in who you are. I said, you know, Cayman by birth, West Bay by grace, knowing that many people are very disparaging, but we need to, at the very least, be respectful of who we are. And when I hear you chatting, as you say, you know, you're respectful, so the greetings to the grandparents are important. So as you share with us, first off, can we, with great respect, have you formally introduce yourself?
First of all, my introduction. My name is Fabian Wallace, a.k.a. as known as Rambo. I don't have no PhD, no doctrine of philosophy, but it's all about logic, common sense, you know.
Yeah, that idea, though, as you shared at the outset, no doctorate in philosophy, no sort of formal education other than the formative years that everybody seems to be, for the most part, compulsory. We attend school up until a certain age. Some must benefit from that. Some must have read success stories of people who are the heads of multi-billion-dollar companies, but they dropped out of Ivy League schools, or they didn't bother to go to universities. Now, with respect to them, I believe everybody should get a chance to attend university if that's their choice, whether it's a program of scientific inquiry, whether it's an artistic or other some sort of, you know, arts program. But that doesn't make you smart because you got a piece of paper. Doesn't mean that you're dumb if you don't either.
They started here to beat now. You have fundamental intellectual knowledge, you ain't got street knowledge. You know, people like Nelson Mandela. You know, look at him, incarcerated 28 years, and one of the best prominent leader. You know, so but like you talk about entrepreneurs. You know, some people drop out from college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bill Gates and them, Microsoft. You know,
yeah,
inventive. You know,
right?
Simple.
We sometimes will see people, not even before we hear them. We just see them, and what is it we are told? You can't get a second chance to make a first impression, right? But we see them and we immediately dismiss them. And if we know something about them, oh, that a boy from West Bay, from Cayman Brack, that's so and so's son. just write them off immediately. Why?
You know, you said, like I said again, Sterling, I called you last week, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, like, every human being born with 23 chromosomes, 11 and a half for one parent. You get a set of family characteristics, the features and looks.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's a typical way. You write them off, you prejudging prejudice, you know.
Mm-hmm. With you obviously read a lot, whether you listen to videos. I'm going to ask you specifically for a particular reason. But as I listen to you, whether it's a conversation like this, whether you call in on the show, this one or this, you are aware of what's happening here, what's happening globally. But you also have, I don't even want to call it street smarts because people sort of play that down. I just call it smart. You're smart.
Yeah, like having instinct, you know about 6 cents. But that my 7th instinct is starting different, right? I only talk about my family now. My father, right? He came in 1981 from Jamaica. What I got from him, his characteristics, he read everything thoroughly, right? My uncle Elvis, the brother was my Kiva, the uncle, the my uncle. Sorry, my mother, brother, right? And how I fall out in politics, his first child was raised by maybe Colonel, the first Speaker of the House. So now I found in politics now. Yeah. I know maybe Colonel, which is her grand aunt husband. Yeah. You know, so
you think
it's not interrupt you, Sterling, but everything political, everything. You know, let's say for instance, I want is laid outside. You put hurdles in your and those. It is still the season, Sterling. Campaign on here. You put in your and those in months again. That's how it is. Everything. Yeah. You know.
Now with that,
differently.
Everything is political, and politics is in everything. Right. There are some of us who, maybe because of the people we're around, the circles, we gravitate towards it, we're introduced to it. I don't even want to use the word exposed to it, but we are aware of it. Then there are some who seemingly say, I don't want a part of that. But it's in everything. What makes, well, 2 questions. First off, how do you, if you were to say, I learn best by this, some people by doing, by seeing, some people by watching a video, some people by reading. In your mind, how do you learn best? How do you get your information? How do you retain it?
It started like me, you know? You know about tribulation and trials, you know? Experience. You know?
Okay.
Like say for instance, some people can't walk in your shoes now.
Right.
You know what I mean? They come out with a different predicament, you know? They stall you out, regression. Make it powerly in preamble, you know? So, you live and learn.
Right.
Simple proverb, you know? Penny wise, penny foolish, but live and learn. If it didn't make no sense, it didn't make no money. But the whole derates everything.
So that experience, you've seen it, and then
you've been there, done that, you know?
All right. And then from the perspective of your interest in, let's use the word loose, the politics, because it's the way it's affecting society and the way society is affected by it. What about it that attracts you? Why are you interested in the political landscape? And it's not just Cayman, because you talk to us about Brexit. You share with what's happening in Germany. I mean, your awareness of the global political landscape. Why the interest? What attracts you to that?
This is Sterling. I went England 1994, 6 weeks. That's the most I ever left Cayman Islands. Right? I went Cayman last summer, 9 weeks. That's the first one, the most in Cayman. You got to set the trend, you know, differently. Like I say, it's politics. It's driven with empathy, fear, or emotions. You know, you can be systematic about it. No? You calculate it.
Take your time with it.
If you to analyze it and decipher it, no, you know.
Right. So that opportunity for us as a people to leave Cayman, whether to study, whether to work or to travel, good experience, good education, good exposure, necessary. Like
whoever going to tertiary education, you're good to get exposure. You adapt to that lifestyle,
right?
Or wherever, you know, around the circumference, around the environment. You feel me? You adapt to that. But you see when I came on now, listen, look at FIFA. You see FIFA now?
Football
association. That's the most watched, publicized, televised. But other racism there. That people fear to talk about that. So we hear what we have 130 odd nationality.
Yeah.
You got to draw a line, you know? Okay. You see me, Sterling, me, you see how I am, right? People respect me. I'm different. I thought different race of people. I different. They know you don't include me. You exclude me.
Why?
You know how the way I am. You see how I approach myself. You know better.
Yeah.
But all the people know, they may make him mind. But don't happen.
Let me ask
The
that.
instincts.
Yeah. Some people, whether it's you say
that person level, but different level.
Yeah, to you or whether it's somebody else. We as people include people, we exclude some people. I asked that question outside. We do that. We have these perceptions, and it's not just that gut sense that you say, okay, be mindful of that. But why is it that you think some of us, whether it's people we know through our families, whether people we meet for the first time, they look at us and they say, okay, I gotta stay away from that person. Is it the way we look, the way we dress, the way we sound, the things we say? Well, what do you find causes people to want to exclude us, or you specifically? What do you think?
It's like it's simple profiling, stereotype, how the way your body language, how you carry yourself, So people like they jump to that conclusion, boy, hello, which is wrong still.
Yeah.
You take a time to analyze everything.
Right.
You crawl before you walk, That's simple proverb.
But I mean, if we see somebody and we just immediately make a judgment call, like you say, we just judge and condemn based on whatever it is that we have in our minds. The color of the person's skin, maybe we don't like their hair, we don't like the way they dress, how they sound, maybe they're different religion, what have you. When we come back from the break, I want you to get us in a discussion. You talked about racism in FIFA. We talk about the 100 plus nationalities that are here. Can we talk about, initially, racism and sort of whether there's unity or lack of unity, civility, social stability in Cayman, and what is that landscape? We have a chat about that?
Yeah, no problem. Do your thing, man.
All right.
No problem.
949-8037 or 949-6990. Of course, the toll-free line is there, 1-800-534-8255. I want you to join me, help me, and certainly include you in our discussion. Chance to speak to Rambo. Hear his thoughts, his insights. You want to learn a lot. Sometimes you listen more. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Get ready for the 4th annual Batabanu Juve Road Parade. Saturday, April 27th, 4 a.m. You heard right, 4 a.m. Saturday, April 27th, the Batabanu Juve Road Parade. More mud, more water, more paint, more powder, more drinks. Come jump up with your family for the unforgettable Batabanu Juve Road Parade and Breakfast Fest. Purchase tickets on eventpro.ky. Sponsored by the Department of Tourism, Ministry of Tourism, Cayman Airways, Andy's Car Rental, Pinnacle Media, Le Classique, DMS Broadcasting, and Radio Cayman. Check CaymanCarnival.com for more information. Business owners, managers, and marketers interested in learning how digital and social media marketing can help grow your business? Join Yellow Media Group Monday, May 27th at Yellow Digicon and unleash your company's digital potential. Learn from international digital marketing and social media experts, including speakers from Google and Matchcraft, plus a Fortune 500 digital marketing strategist. Complimentary registration for Yellow Media Group customers. Register now at digiconcayman.com or findyellow.com. Presented by Yellow Media Group in partnership with Google.
It's time for the 8th annual Little Cayman Agriculture Show, Saturday, April 27 at Blossom Village Park from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Radio Cayman will be broadcasting live from Little Cayman starting at 10 a.m.
Celebrate Caymanian culture and enjoy cool sea breezes.
Agricultural displays, competitions, and entertainment by Raymond Walton. Admission is $5 for adults, $3 for children ages 4 to 11, and under 3 are free. Raffle ticket only $10. Include admission with a chance to win first prize of CI $1,000 and much more. Radio Cayman's broadcast of the Little Cayman Agriculture Show is brought to you by Cayman National Bank, Kirkconnell Market, Peskill, Yellow, Baha'i Faith, Billy's Supermarket, Foster's, L&M Supermarket, and the Little Cayman National Trust.
save time, don't stand in line. You can apply for or renew your trade and business license online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just visit dci.gov.ky and click on the Trade and Business Online application link. Now, you don't need to stand in line, take time out of your busy schedule or try to find parking. You can apply for your trade and business license online. Visit dci.gov.ky today and save time for running your business.
Residents are being advised that roadworks will be ongoing this Sunday, April 28th in the vicinity of West Bay Road and Lawrence Boulevard from 7:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Drivers are asked to proceed with caution and obey traffic signs on West Bay Road. Drivers who need to turn onto Lawrence Boulevard off of West Bay Road are asked to take alternate routes, as one lane will be closed. That's roadworks this Sunday, April 28th from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Lawrence Boulevard and West Bay Road.
Talk today. But I do have some questions.
Talk today. Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us as we invite you to be a part of our discussion. Rambo sits with us, and I am very grateful to you for accepting the invitation. Also, for you having the courage and the willingness to make your frequent calls to share with the public. With great respect, not to put too much on your shoulders. What I'm hoping that as a public listening, Caymanians specifically, that we start to be more willing to share more publicly some of our thoughts. We think it through. I saw a fellow who has a t-shirt on the other day, and he says he doesn't like to think before he talks. He likes surprises. Now, I don't subscribe to that. Put some thought into what you can say before you say it. But we are not, as a people, seemingly like how our forefathers were. They spoke publicly. They stood up. They protested against something social or political. Whether it was in the town hall in Georgetown or whether it was other things. How did the women get that right to vote long before many big countries? Because they had tenacity, drive, they had determination. They saw, through a very, very strong sense of conviction and fairness, what was necessary. We need to do the same, and you encourage us, so thanks much, man. As we go through the discussion around, we were talking earlier, and I was asking about racism, a word that we're seeing globally. Somehow nationalism and racism being intertwined. No sense of national pride, no sense of unity. But in Cayman, is there racism from your perspective? What are your thoughts on that whole subject?
I mean, in Cayman right now, the racism, here is Saddam, to my way, it's Saddam, Certain people, how the way they, the expression they face, but it was some like despite if they're Oriental or stick with the kind or European, the Caucasian pigmentation, it's not there.
Right.
Like it's starting. Hear me out now. I went to Havana, Cuba, 2003. I was 19, right? And a lot of interracial, And the latest tell me, Italian, papi, mafioso, they tell me, listen, 40% for us. They call it leadership now. 60% for Fidel Castro. Everybody equal, And so I don't want to stall the topic, But you see the minimum wage thing,
Yeah.
She out of hand. She should have been placed properly, categorized the minimum wage.
How so? From your perspective, how do you
say, for instance, you have a graph, right? If you certified GED, high school diploma, masters, wherever bachelor, you put a minimum wage there. So it don't affect the merchandise, the owners. You never have the market profit now. You put that standard there. Whether if a white collar job, blue collar job, that thing, the same place, that they can monitor. Right, because citizen, you see the NAU, the needs as a unit. I'm into it. I'm not a recipient, but people need it. It's a necessity.
Right.
But people can imagine a minimum wage now. Look at it. You're 5%. Automatic deduction go to your pension. And the ordinary money, sterling, all the thing, gambling, they operate like a mafia, loss in there. They operate like gambling. So You got to set the record straight. You draw a line with that, you know. So, and then just stay right they here. Most Caymans, they don't wake up for $6 an hour. But you get pay health insurance, you know. If you got a spouse, children, dependencies, they benefit from it now. So
with that money, well, let's use minimum wage, and it's $6 an hour now. You saying, if I understand you, that for some people it'd be better for them don't want to go to work for $6 an hour because it costs them more. After the deductions by law, after all the expenses they have, they have nothing left. So just go to the government.
You see, they get all the factors now.
Okay,
you know,
is there?
I mean, it's wrong still. You know, all you do is neglecting yourself now. That's what you're doing.
Okay,
you stall yourself. You know, but still.
So that costs.
They can be addressed properly and reevaluate and reassess properly, Sterling.
Right.
That sector. The private sector getting involved with it with certain jobs. Say for instance, you're an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you're a white collar job, blue collar job, simple job, custodian, you're janitorial, everything. You know, you go on stages. $6, it should not go across the board.
Okay.
You see me? You put it on a, you know, if you qualified or you won't climb the ladder, then incline yourself.
All right.
That's simple logic.
We have a couple of calls on the line.
All right, man.
As we go to the phones, Rambo is in the studio. We'll welcome each of you to call. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Sterling.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Just fine, thank you. Good afternoon to the young man there.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Syndicate.
Yes, sir.
Radio here many times. Very smart young man.
Yes, sir.
He's right about that. You live and you learn. It's very important. Many of us, myself, have spent years living in other countries. And it certainly benefits you in that way. I remember Mr. Jim Bond, my cousin, often saying that he went to the best university in the world because he never went to any. Well, I believe or any of those. That said the school of life. The school of life. It's one thing we have to understand in Cayman, and or 3 or 4 things. The Cayman that we normally speak about, when we say we, I mean generational Caymanians. We have to differentiate it. It's when we say the we, I'm pretty sure that's what we're thinking. We have quadrupled our population in the last probably 40 to 45 years. No other country has done that. I can't think about anyone. The other thing is this. Generational citizens in all the country around us, generational citizens who are grandfathers, children, grandchildren, children, who are citizens of that country born there. We in Cayman, we are not a majority. In the other countries just around us, they are a majority. It makes a significant difference in the outlook of the people, what happens, so forth. The thing with minimum wage is a wage decided by governments in different countries. That is the minimum at which a person can live on. Our families can live on, so forth. It's never enough in most countries. Some states in the United States is as high as $15 an hour, which makes it much more palatable, or 11, I know. And here in Cayman, we have decided on a minimum wage with the input of the Chamber of Commerce. Had a big input in that decision there. And therefore it has been a controversy, not enough. We have to remember one thing here. One thing is very, very important. It's extremely important, and we see the problem it has created, and why I have said for many, many years, we are going to have to take a look at some form of direct income tax. Direct income tax. I can think of no country in the world that doesn't have some form of it except us. Direct income tax. We have relegated to the private sector the controls of the majority of people living here, the health insurance, the health care delivery, the cost of it, and how much health care you get for that cost. Our elected representatives made that law that it's mandatory. I can think of no country, and I've lived in 3 others and worked, not visited, lived and worked, has anything like that. The other thing is the pensions. The same thing. Put it in the hands of the private sector by mandating that you pay. It's mandatory that you pay this to private companies, and it's taken and put on the stock market and so forth, different blue chip, red chip, whatever stock, as you were saying a while ago. And that is a serious thing, because it has created a situation where the people are now realizing that it's not enough for them. When they reach that retirement age, they have to turn to the government. They have to turn to needs assessment and so forth. We have no unemployment benefits because we have no income tax. You have that there where you work in the United States and in Canada. If you're unemployed for a while, you've paid it into your income tax. That's the little deductions you make. Don't let people fool you and tell you you're paying 30% and 20%. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Talk to people who have lived and worked in those countries. The little bit you pay, and then you have something. You can live for 6 or 9 months. You have to keep reporting to them if you're trying to get a job, so forth. And you have people who have businesses, because I have friends in Canada and so forth, who have businesses those businesses operate like swimming pool business for 7 months out of the year. Then the other 5 months, you live on those unemployment compensation benefits. And those guys who work with you, they can go and take other jobs, because I know what I'm telling you about. And they go and take other jobs, and they can collect some of the benefits and so forth. But the thing is, therefore, when someone is unemployed here, they have to go to NAU and take subsidize them with the government. When if we had been paying these small increments, no salary and income tax, there would be money in the government coffers, because most people in any country are working. And that's where the highest source of revenue available to the government is. We know there are people here earning humongous salaries, right?
Yes,
they can easily afford health insurance. They can easily afford those benefits of the highest order. The smaller guy cannot afford it, but it's mandatory. It's still taken from their salary, so it creates a problem. They'll have to end up going to the hospital, as we all know. We don't need to go into this to verify what I'm saying, and get free health care. The government has to do it. But there was no money paid into the government as a small health tax, as I suggested for the last 20 years. And forget about this mandatory thing. Who wants health insurance? Who can afford it? Goes and gets it and pays for it. It's a voluntary thing. You have that system in Canada. And you have the mandatory thing taken out of your salary, a small amount, and you pay it into what they call OHIP. And you are taken care of. You're taken care of. But we haven't got that here. So you fall back on the government, and the government gets in tremendous debt with the hospital. But it was needless. It didn't need to happen. The only people who can change that are our MLAs. So the blame falls on your laps. I know what I'm saying is very serious for me to say this. But the blame falls on them. They're doing tremendous work and they stand up for their people, but we often blame them for a lot of things that yet we don't want to do this. We didn't want to move towards that when it was suggested by a few people and by myself for a long time. And believe me, it has created serious problems by us not looking at some form of direct income tax. We're talking about taking the concession money and using those concessions that we gave to people to invest and build. But we had to do that because we need to attract the people to do these things. While we need to say, bite the bullet, change the laws, and change the system completely, a lot of it, consumption-based taxes, and we could do away with a lot of them that are onerous and impeding the little man who is the majority. If we went to some form of direct income tax, it's extremely important that we take a look at this now. Do not wait too much longer. There are lots of other things I'd say. I'm taking up a lot of your time, not concerning other issues also. We need to teach civics in our school. Our children need to know just what we are, our history, our culture, the type of government and those things. We need to know it. They need to understand civics and how our government is structured and so forth. Have a wonderful day. I listen on.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. And with that, we take a quick little break at this juncture. When we come back, we'll continue the calls. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Brand Source is putting a spin on spring cleaning with 20% off all washers and dryers from GE, Samsung, LG, and Frigidaire. Take a load off by making laundry easier, quicker, and energy efficient with 20% off all washers and dryers. Save now on laundry appliances from GE, Samsung, LG, and Frigidaire. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000. Sale ends this Saturday. Why my wife always asking if I'm in a rush when she's the one always making us late?
Might as well say, yeah, I'm in a rush and go buy the new Toyota Rush you've been talking about. Cause they on sale this month. Dull, teacher.
The super special spring SUV sale at Vamp Motors. Save up to $4,400 with SUVs starting at only $23,500 like the 7-seater Toyota Rush. Save money, get cash back, or use the discount to upgrade features on the SUV of your choice, including the Toyota RAV4, the Fortuner, the Rush, or the Ford EcoSport. It's our super special spring SUV sale. Only at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating.
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Save time, don't stand in line. You can apply for or renew your trade and business license online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just visit dci.gov.ky and click on the Trade and Business Online application link. Now, you don't need to stand in line, take time out of your busy schedule, or try to find parking. You can apply for your trade and business license online. Visit dci.gov.ky today and save time for running your business.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions.
Talk today. Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037, 1-800-534-8255. In the studio, I have an excellent company and conversation of, our guests as Rambo sits and joins us. We have another caller online. Let's pick up the phones and certainly hear what has to be shared. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
How are you today?
Fine, and good afternoon to your guest.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Sterling, the House was just in recently working on a budget for the next, 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sterling, when you out here in this working world and seeing the things and hearing the things and looking at the things, you wonder what is really, really going on here in this little island we call Cayman. Sterling, we came up with this amnesty for guns. We've been using that now like every year or every 2 years. Then we came up with immigration.
The overstaying. Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing it with people who may need to update their license on their vehicles. Sterling, where are we heading? Really and truly, Sterling, do we have to have amnesty for everything when it comes to people here with their own responsibilities, and the government wants to more or less take it over to let them be comfortable and let them save money, and we got people here in this island who is in dire need, including myself, Sterling. But really and truly, Sterling, really and truly, we have a police department. We have people out here unemployed and looking work. You can't hear no new, let's say laws, and then you got the people working to enforce these laws. Look at other immigration. Look at customs. Look at the fire station. And which one I left out? Fire station, immigration, and customs. Those guys work tirelessly over time, yearly. And for them to get some sort of compensation back, they got to take time off. They can't get paid. The majority of these people, they got to take time off. These people left their families home to come out and do their jobs. And when it's time for pay, you got to take it off in a party after your vacation, or just take off some of the days of the year. But yet you want to go and do amnesty, whatever the heck the word is right now, on vehicles. I don't care if they park up in somebody's yard and the plate is still on them. If that's the case, well, go and find out if that's what the situation is. But still, I can guarantee you there's a lot of people on these roads that are driving without a license and insurance. A gentleman has got hit the other day, and when he asked the young man where's his insurance and license and so forth, told him he never had anything. The man is a newcomer to the island, got a good job here, and he let the man go because he didn't know how the laws run yet. He didn't know what they had to do because the guy, I don't have no license, I don't have no insurance. In other words, please let me go. And I can guarantee you, Sterling, a lot of that is happening here on our streets. Sterling, I don't know what our government making people make believe that what I wouldn't say not a few man is not in it. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Because Sterling, as a taxi driver, we have to have 2 inspections on our vehicles before we can come on the road. But we can have an amnesty of letting people come in and not pay for the year or 6 months or 5 years gone by. Come on, where are we heading? Why are we making people think that we can fix all their problems, but we can't fix our own Cayman people problem? So earlier I went to the hospital to look some paperwork, some medical papers. You know what they tell me? I had to pay for them. I couldn't leave the hospital without paying for these medical records that I so wanted. But yet you can make somebody get away for a year or probably 5 years. They didn't insure their car, didn't license their car within that time, and it's all good. Butter the basic on both sides and meet it. They work here 2 jobs, got to pay $20 at the hospital. Come on, Sterling, where's the vision? We have no vision for the few Caymanians, and we got vision for the rest of the world that's in here with us. I'm not going to disrespect anyone in this radio, but the fact is the fact, and we need to open our eyes and wake up and realize that we, as the few Caymanians, that we ain't going nowhere. We're going to be dead and buried here, and everybody's building up their own country, and they're going to leave us here one day with a bunch of cement buildings. And I don't think we'll find a conch in the water or any fish or lobster, whatever the case may be, because the restriction on that is getting so heavily that they probably just ban that for life, and then that's all just sit here and starve and go to our grave.
Well, I tell you, as people listen to you, maybe there'll be those who want to join in what you shared. Any other thoughts you have for us?
Yes, Yes, sir. You had Mr. Austin Harrison on just the other day, I think it was.
On Wednesday, yes.
I was trying to call in, but his time was pretty short. No disrespect to Mr. Austin. Austin is in his glee. I'm going to use that term. He is in his glee with everything looking rosy that is coming out of this government. Well, I just want to say to him, if it is, please come and visit my door because I need to. And Sterling, when they talk about so many people has gotten a job within some time recently, and they're looking for better things to happen within the next 2 years before this election time come around. Sterling, I cannot hear how many people is coming off and need assessment quarterly or yearly. All you can hear what is being added. Are they looking into any family planning for these beautiful young ladies that are just sitting down taking the garbage that men put in their head and then just disappear and comes back in at the end of the night as a little mice and enjoy their condition and go in the fridge and see what's in there to eat that she's so bent to get for her and her children. Sterling, we need to have more vision on what's happening here in Cayman and help who is in real dying of need. And we need assessment, need to have in some form or shape, some sort of plan that these young ladies need to go on a family planning. And if they're not on a family planning, if you have any children within the town that I'm trying to help you all, we're going to take you off and put those, God forgive me for saying this, put those kids in foster home until these parents can do better, because then this thing going on out here is just a using situation, because then I can go and get some help. I'm going to run to the door, and I'm going to get help because I got 3 and 4 children. Where is the daddies? Where are the daddies? But the daddies come and visit when they're ready. But if the daddies going to come and visit, tell them to go to need assessment and put your paycheck in there so I can go and pick it up later on. You understand, Sterling? Take the paycheck down to need assessment or social service. They are ruining this thing for the elder people that who is in need of help here in Cayman. Our young children, our beautiful young ladies need to be out there doing jobs. They're going to take their children to the mill from generation to generation, and they will never know what it's like to go and hold a job in the Cayman Islands if we keep putting a hand out to them. This poor relief situation they got here in Cayman that they can go and apply for, Sterling, I'm on that list. I'm on that list. You hear me?
Mm.
Because I got paid 3 days ago, and I don't have $1 left on my paycheck. And I'm proud to know that I got my bills paid, but I still got to work now to be able to buy my food until my next payday. And when the next payday comes, I pay. And listen to me, Sterling, and there's not no entertainment bills that I'm paying. This is loans and utilities. You understand?
Right.
You know, so I'm not squandering my money. I'm trying to put my money to the best of use, and I have nothing left when I'm finished. So I just want to say to Cayman today, we need to stand up formally and say enough is enough, because we have nowhere to go. And I want to say this, the thing that we keep bringing out here, it needs to be stopped. Get people in the working force and give them jobs to come out here and walk the streets and bring in information to whatever department they have to bring it in to get things solved. This is so much of an easy way out. And government needs money, and they're going to let this slide. But you know how many thousands of dollars now that they're just throwing out in the window when they could take it and put it probably in need assessment, social service, the mental health people. We got mental health people walking our streets with their clothes in a shopping cart. And some of them is getting help. If they're getting help financially, why are they walking our streets, Sterling? If they should be home with a family member who's collecting their checks every month. You
know, there is that, as you shared. With great respect, let us pause there and take our news break at 1. But as usual, your contribution is invaluable. When we come back, we'll continue taking your calls and speaking with Rambo. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Community radio with a different appeal. The voice of the people. Security through adversity. Stuck on you. Radio for all time.
You're listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
Police are asking the public to help with their investigation after a man was shot at an address on South Church Street this morning. Police and other emergency services were dispatched just after 1:20 a.m. to an address off South Church Street where it was reported that a man had been shot. According to police, the victim sustained 2 gunshot wounds, and when they got there, the victim was already being transported to the hospital by EMS for treatment. His injuries are believed to be serious but non-life-threatening. Detectives are encouraging anyone with information regarding this incident to call the Georgetown Police Station at 949-4222 or Crime Stoppers at 800-TIPS. That is 800-8477. In news elsewhere, the second powerful cyclone to rip into Mozambique in just 6 weeks stunned residents Friday in a region where such storms had not been recorded in the modern era. 3 deaths were reported from Cyclone Kenneth, and the UN warned of massive flooding ahead. Kenneth had maximum sustained winds of 136 miles per hour, equal to a Category 4 hurricane before it made landfall Thursday evening, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center said. It was the first time in recorded history that the southern African nation had been hit by 2 cyclones in one season, the UN said. Catholic leaders cancelled Sunday masses indefinitely across Sri Lanka, and officials urged Muslims to stay home for Friday prayers in an extraordinary call to curtail worship as fear of more attacks plagued the island nation after the deadly suicide bombings on Easter. Shops were closed, streets were empty, and heavy security patrols continued across the country, despite police saying the alleged mastermind of the attacks that killed over 250 people had died in one of the suicide blasts. Those are your latest updates here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanta Gallego.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thank you for joining us. The phone lines are open in the studio at excellent company of Rambo. So 949-8837 or 1-800-534-TALK. Likewise, 949-6990. Rambo, let's go to the phones and continue our conversation. Good afternoon. You're on Talk Today. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear.
Hey, my friend. How are you today, man?
Okay, and good afternoon to your guest.
Yeah, afternoon, man. Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of pensions, Mr. Hurlston was speaking earlier concerning collecting tax in order to put towards health insurance and other things such as pension. And the Premier has said that he has 2 years left, and it's a great concern of his about those people who are contributing towards their pension and their employers' contribution also with theirs. And he believes that it's not going to be enough for them after their retirement. And Mr. Edward Miller said that he was working at a company, and being that he wasn't too sure how long he would be working there, he decided to put a little extra into his pension. And after he resigned from the company, he had $42,000 in his pension. And after he retired from the company pension, people were sending him $1,000 a month, which would be $12,000 a year. And he said after going on the 4th year, he received $4,000 instead of $6,000, which would have meant that he collected $40,000 out of his 42. But to say that if Mr. Miller had $42,000 in his pension and that finished in 3.5 years, and if we have people who are retiring pretty soon, and if they have, say, $80,000 or $100,000 in their pension, that means that between 8 to 10 years, if they collect $1,000 a month,
7 to 10 years, right?
Their pension will be finished. So I was thinking, instead of collecting taxes from individuals, as Mr. Halson was speaking of, I believe one way of going about this situation is for government to start collecting concessions, because over the last 4 or 5 years alone, government has given away hundreds of millions of dollars worth of concessions, and they've given them away to billionaires. And what government needs to do, and as soon as possible or immediately, while the economy is booming, especially when it comes to construction, they need to start collecting these concessions and putting this money towards a pension fund for the Caymanian people. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
All right, thanks very much for sharing, man. Appreciate it. Rambo, a lot of comments from our callers, man. Certainly want to hear from you as well.
I'll wrap it up faster. You see the last caller, he make a point, you know. Mr. Hudson talked about the certain employees, right? The salary. You have a numerator and a denominator. They deduct their salary, right? People making millions, 7 digits, yeah, per annum. If a Christmas bonus, regardless, you deduct them. Everybody across the board, right? The second caller talking about contraception. You abstain. That what life is for. Abstain contraception. Yeah. And the previous caller talking though with the concession. Hello. Sterling government. No, we come government. Government give jobs now. They let the state. Anywhere in the world. You talk about population growth. Australia. We similar to Australia when it comes to MLA now. Members of the Legislative Assembly. Australia advocating for population growth. So we talk about 100K, 100,000. And came out and we minority. Believe me, castigated right now. Look at our ratio, 1 to 4, the quarter. Especially natives. You see where I come from? So when we hear the second caller later talking about the word, listen, you live and learn. You analyze, you live and learn. You don't fall about a predicament. You don't fall in a booby trap. So when it comes to countries, you analyze that. You don't fall in that same predicament. You feel me?
From the perspective of our population growth, what is your view? Do we need more people? Do we need to manage it? Do we need less people? I mean, what would you think?
So starting like our revenue, right, based on immigration, we are a service economy. And obviously we are outnumbered, but you know how to sustain it. You limit them, limitation, LTD, limited. You know that abbreviation. You draw a line. You know, no scarcity. You sacrifice things. And so, like, say for instance, you see the port, no? We don't support the port.
Right.
Mr. Allen won October with OC. And I'm Alden supporter still. And I like Mr. Bush too. I told Alden read a couple of years ago, I'll let you, Mose, and Mr. Bush. He feel offended now years ago. But look at the opposition. Their relationship deteriorated.
Right.
And most people, right, most honorable people who came on now, they know the government uniting. I guarantee you the caucus, it probably 6 more get back in next election. Take about opposition. People thought, listen, Sterling, next month is 2 years.
For election?
Yeah, exactly. 2 years anniversary. Yeah. Why one came out now? We go back to November election. In a national vote. You want to tell you?
Okay.
I won't run now.
You are run?
Because Mr. Percy Worms, the German, Uncle Evans give my name now. Percy tell me, wrong boy, you got no. Young blood, some heart, yeah?
Yeah.
Toss it. I probably 2 votes, sir.
Yeah.
But my spouse or a bedroom.
You got to
but you don't play with that.
Yeah.
I may run the next election, but you analyze it. No, you don't draw a line, Sterling.
Okay. Well, I hope nobody accuses.
Serious?
Yeah. But very seriously,
yeah.
I'm glad that you say that you will be interested in running, and I hope no one, especially a politician, whether there or plan to get there, or a civil servant, whether they are retired, takes this statement wrong and holds it against me. I say that every single Caymanian who is eligible should get involved in politics from 2 perspectives. 1, become registered to vote when you are eligible to get registered to vote. And 2, get involved in politics as a candidate, as a person who's supporting somebody else.
On the platform, the podium,
right?
Run them out up.
Get involved, get informed, and be a part of this thing, right? And if you have any intention of running at any point, I hope that you would consider it. I hope that would inspire other people, because the more that get involved, the better it is, I think, for all of us. Now, okay, I'm going to ask you what your platform would be like, what would be your points, but we'll come to that in a second. You talk about the population, you're talking about the notion of the politics, and you mentioning sustainability. Now, whether it's the port, or whether it's the infrastructure in terms of the roads, the sewage, the housing, the health system, the education, those things that we need. Some have shared, well, if you grow your population, too much too soon, then you're going to be challenged to provide these things. Some would say, well, if you're going to provide these things, the housing, the healthcare, the education, the roads, you need a population in order to afford it. So which one do you do first? Where are you? I mean, do we have more people and then provide these things? Do we build it and then they come? Or do we reduce it? Do we increase it? Your thoughts. Like, you're now elected now. You're campaigning. Tell me.
Say for instance, now that up this morning, me 2 guys are talking about the port, right? They say wrong with the port, and that's exactly. All right, they have a mega market build up Kamanabe, right? The cost of things.
Right.
That is a simple factor alone. No? Listen, the port, she did a facelift because Sterling, that what she need. I don't care about what they say, right? And eventually now, Sterling, they have by remorse. No more think about the port now. I talk on my behalf now. Yeah? I voted on my, I voted 2005 election, 9, 13, 17, and got my life. Unless you have a by-election, if it's tomorrow or so, yeah? Listen, Donald Trump, he's selling tariffs left, right, and center. Sterling, you tell us he going UK now? Let's example that point now.
Yeah.
I hear Mr. Bush on a talk show. He say, I wish on Harvey report, Rhode Island. No, it's not exaggeration, because look at the people in government, they inherit everything the UDP did. So that'll show you the corresponding.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier
that's a simple factor, but that's a simple thing they analyze now.
Right.
But one new girl come in the arena, and listen, imagine if Canada was a black man. They'd give me hell.
You think so?
They give me hell.
So color you think still plays
a role? That's racist. That we start the generation. Imagine he black man. Oh God. They give me hell, bobo. Oh. But they wish now. Like people talk about monorail. You need a next tycoon man like that. With money to do monorail or privatize the public transportation. Yeah? Like I think I called 2 weeks ago telling you it's 24 hours in the clock,
Yeah.
You split 1/3, 8 hours. Do that properly, efficient, proper,
Right.
Who will go to rendezvous meeting However, that's the problem. you do a casual thing differently, but just at the record, listen, Island Highway, the publishing, sure, read us, Bobo.
All right.
Believe you me.
Miss Susan reminds me of a break. It comes so quickly, Miss Susan. I should ask her for more time. I want to ask you equally about, you made a comment about the national vote. I want you to tell us more of your perspective on that. And of course, the phone lines are open, so please stay tuned for Talk Today.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Don't forget to tune in every Monday through Friday for the 7 a.m. news, brought to you by Cayman National Bank, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Did you know protecting Cayman's environment has always been at the forefront of plans for the cruise berthing facility? Government commissioned an environmental impact assessment at the start of the project, which confirmed there will be no damage to 7 Mile Beach.
Looking forward, looking bright.
Learn more and spread the word.
Support our port, support our tourism.
It's time for the 8th annual Little Cayman Agriculture Show, Saturday, April 27 at Blossom Village Park from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Radio Cayman will be broadcasting live from Little Cayman starting at 10 a.m.
Celebrate Caymanian culture and enjoy cool sea breezes.
Agricultural displays, competitions, and entertainment by Raymond Walton. Admission is $5 for adults, $3 for children ages 4 to 11, and under 3 are free. Raffle ticket only $10. Include admission with a chance to win first prize of CI $1,000 and much more. Radio Cayman's broadcast of the Little Cayman Agriculture Show is brought to you by Cayman National Bank, Kirkconnell Market, Peskill, Yellow, Baha'i Faith, Billy's Supermarket, Foster's, L&M Supermarket, and the Little Cayman National Trust.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it, drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today, and thanks for joining us. And again, a special thanks to Rambo for taking some time out of his day to sit with us and sharing in the conversation. Respectfully, my friend, we got some callers online. Let's go to the phones. Hey, welcome. You're on Talk Today. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back again, sir.
Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, Mr.
I didn't know if
Yes,
I
sir.
was on. I didn't hear this.
No, our apologies, but you're on, sir. Thank you so much.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I just thought I'd call back that we get things clear and straight. First, I'd like to thank the lady there. I think we all know who she is. She's absolutely right with that. It's unfair to her and others of us who are law-abiding citizens, paying insurance and paying all that. So we understand the predicament that the government is in with these licensing things. It did not have to be like this. Enforce the law. The law is clear and it's quite explicit here that you must pay these things. This is a very small island nation. Should never have gotten to this with our 30,000 unlicensed things. We know most of them are probably junk lying in a yard, never turn the plates in, but that doesn't mean anything. The taxes are due to the government. A government cannot exist without taxes. You can call it fees. You can call it whatever. Duties are import taxes. The taxes that you pay otherwise, are taxes that are local taxes. In huge countries that manufacture a lot, you have excise taxes, where it's on what you have manufactured. It's a huge amount of money. In a big country like the United States, I was involved in customs work in Jamaica, so I know quite a bit about that. Huge amounts of money are paid daily in Jamaica by the big companies manufacturing things there. And and this is another source of revenue. But what does it mean? Work. 99% of the people will be working or close to that. So that it's the only constant source of revenue, for the government, is the salaries that people are earning. And it's the only fair tax. That's why I've been suggesting it for years. You pay according to what you earn. Consumption-based is not that way. You're paying way more, some people, than what you earn in consumption-based taxes. We know the rich will always make a lot of money, and that's the way it is. You make it off the backs of the poor. It's very simple. That's how life has always been. But with the cars, we can do better. We can. We have to understand that to correct serious problems, it takes serious answers. And it takes difficult to face the people and tell them the truth. You're going to have to sacrifice certain things. You're going to have to do without, but you have to pay those things. It has to be paid. Do without the car. You don't have the money to insure it, license it, park the car, turn in the plates, pay whatever you owe. And since there's a concession now, do it. Or you're going to face some serious fines on top of it. This is the thing.
Enforcement.
And then insure your car. Do it. The thing with the income tax is this. Once we've implemented it for the health and we're not saying that the pensions was meant to be a source of income to keep you alive. No, it's a supplementary thing. In every country, the mandatory thing you pay is income tax. That goes Social Security in the United States. In Canada, there's two types of pension, old age pension and Canada pension, so forth. And widows pension, too, for widows and so forth. It is a supplementary thing. Some places would be quite enough for people who learn to live frugally, elderly people, and have had their mortgage paid up by that time and so forth. But others still go and get a little job as long as they can work to supplement it. The same would have to be done here, but you have to do it here with the private pensions anyhow, and it's only going to last a little while. The government pension would last until you go to your grave. This is what I'm saying. When you have a system of social services, you can call it tax, whatever, it's paid to the government a little bit as you earn. A little portion of the little man's $6 always paid to the government. And it's sure it is there with the government.
I almost want to joke and say this $6 portion, but we're not saying that. Hey, thank you very much for sharing our thoughts. Or with respect, let's join the other caller. Good afternoon. You're on Talk Today.
Dwayne.
What's up, man?
Rambo.
Right here,
man. How are you today, my friend?
Right, yeah.
Let me just get into it because first thing is very concerning when our leadership have to do these amnesties. They are only they're pertinent only after the fact, and we have to go about enforcing only after a lack of prevention or some sort. Now, Rambo, I want to ask you a question in terms of. There's a twofold question. Can we collect taxes from the marijuana industry? And how long do you think it will take for us to create a manufacturing brand for Cayman that we can put towards the economy?
Yeah, definitely right. The marijuana thing now, that segment now. Why hurdles with it now? Because Union Jack in society, but you need someone brave to put the cards on the table, get my government involved with it, and tax it. Like I say again, I always relate to US and Canada. You know, they're flourishing. Jamaica send tons to Canada, tons of high grade. You know, and like I say again, now the politicians, right, in the house now in LA, they're afraid of it because they're afraid of it. They tell me to live with it because they're afraid because certain the voters and we stay in church. Nothing wrong with that, but you gotta draw a line. Those nostalgical days, they gone. Memoriam and reminiscing. But what she gone? What about her? She gone when she knock up the guilds. What about her? Move on, change a leaf. You understand? Look, Donald Trump. Yeah, listen, Donald Trump selling tariffs. You tell you. China is a super power country. You tell you. And Russia below him. But that's showing you. But came on now. I heard the time frame now. It can be. I got a feeling there are less probably the next administration to fully legalize it. So those currencies and monies can decipher in the surplus. Future surplus, decipher that.
Put that towards something.
Something, right? Infrastructure, for roads, education, the elderly, who vulnerable, the extra surplus.
Transportation, absolutely transportation.
Everything. Marijuana in the market, you tell you. But people afraid of it because, okay, man, it's prejudice or Rasta thing, this and that. Then back in days, and then days go on, you tell you. People wear dreadlocks,
we have to find a way to make it work for all of us. Rambo, Sterling, Dwayne.
Yes, man.
Enjoy your weekend, man. More time.
All right, thanks very, very much for sharing. And then, Rambo, we will look at that whole idea. A little break, Miss Susan? Is that what you're telling me? All right. National vote. Can we ask you about that when we come back?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Vote break already, boy. Susan, make me fast. Rapid.
That's 60 seconds.
All right. Rambo is in the studio. Get his perspective on national vote specifically when we come back. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
At Flow, we know that 4 are better than 1. Introducing Flow Quad Play. Packed with the fastest, most reliable broadband, the power and control of Flow Evo TV, Cayman's best mobile experience, and tons of home phone minutes, all in one convenient package from only $199 a month. With 4 plans to choose from, you're sure to find one that fits your needs. It's value, ease, and convenience all on one bill with Cayman's #1 network. Find out why 4 are better than 1 with Flow Quad Play at discoverflow.ky. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Radio Cayman's 43rd anniversary. And to celebrate, we're offering all clients, businesses, and nonprofits special anniversary rates on commercial advertising all through April up until Mother's Day. Increase sales, drive store traffic, and gain customers and interest by advertising on the #1 station in talk radio and news. Radio Cayman 89.9 FM. 30 or 45-second commercials are as low as $10 with 3 advertising packages to choose from. Perfectly tailored for small, medium, or large businesses. Call Anita, Kathy, or Ray at 949-7799 or email rcsales@gov.ky for your Radio Cayman 43rd anniversary sales package today.
Support our port, support our tourism.
Did you know that since day one, government has insisted on strategies for the cruise berthing facility that are both fiscally and environmentally responsible? No damage to 7 Mile Beach, no upland development, no government loans or guarantees.
Looking forward, looking bright.
Learn more and spread the word.
Support our port, support our tourism.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs, and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thanks for joining us. And in the studio, as we have the good company of Rambo to take your calls. Just before the break, we were sharing, asking you to share about the national vote, your perspective. You still have something that you're in favor of. Talk to us about the national vote. And as we take your calls, 949-8037 or 1-800-534-TALK. Rambo, national vote.
Like I said earlier on, with national vote now, and in the body can you pay $8,000 and two people nominate for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people sick of hearing about this part. I've been part of the system, right? That are sticking, you should oil up, petrol up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, you look at US, you gotta get Republicans or Democrat. Bernie Sanders got a hard time. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's a point. Jamaica, same thing, JLP, PNP. Party system run things. Unless you're communist. But I know the party system, that's why they want one vote there for now. You know? I expect whoever in the committee with a boundary, you differentiate, you delete the line thing. But national vote is essence. You show the mass who you want.
So
right?
everybody,
and you show who you want first to be next premier, and you go down the line. You decline. Makes sense, right? It's all about how you syndicate that.
Right.
The patronage there, yeah.
Yeah. So your perspective then, say, just start with the premier, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
All the voters.
You talk about the current one, or
no. Just generally, if we have a national vote.
Okay.
Sorry, if we have a national vote, from your perspective, then all the voters would have a say in selecting who they think would be premier. Is that how you would see it? So, how would it work?
How I analyze it now? So then I would say like the most vote, right? The electorate, right? When this swearing in LA, there's an assembly. Okay, people talk about the parliament. There's no parliament on here now. Be still LA.
Right.
That's why the UK won't come here. Because they are different crash collision. Crash down. I don't really want you tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this same sex thing here. That judge was wrong. The chief justice was wrong. But like I said again, they can track. I don't derail myself. Whoever get the most vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
More likely they'll be the premier for electorate, but they decide in the alley. Like say for instance, you get 11,000 vote. You heard that? You usually get 3,000 odd now. Back in the days, now how much it is? 500, 600 the most.
Yeah, well.
Nowadays, since the one vote, you tell you.
Right.
And do you know 2 years ago, Mr. Bush, I'll look at my phone. He said.
You're checking notes, man.
He said, Mr. Bush said, listen, I not put no candidate or prospect, you know.
Yeah.
Or no candidate Jordan Central, no. Or no candidate no Newlands.
The
how they getting.
Yeah.
But imagine if I get no, I smallly vote now. That's an example.
Right.
So live and learn. So respect, yeah. So like during the break, I don't respect nobody. When you do people in power, I keep my shut. When people in power, I keep my shut. It's a flip flop. You get heads and tails now in that coin. So you live and learn. People, you know, you worry about the administration, yeah. They worry about who get But I tell you, huh?
Yeah.
I tell you, boo. But I got say and laugh about it. Cause you pause now.
Yeah.
You think where you talk, but you tell you.
But the thing is, right, as I look, I hope you don't mind me sharing
No, you
this,
think,
right?
you
You're referring to your notes, your research,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah.
You have your information there.
So people forget that now.
Yeah.
Where we come from.
Exactly. And I like the fact that you prepare for a discussion, you got your points, and as people listening, I hope they appreciate that.
I hope so, man.
You come from a perspective of being informed, and we can talk about whether you see how Brexit is going or whether you see how Germany is going on forward. I like the fact that you read the news, you listen to the news, you know.
It's starting up, yeah.
No, man, that's okay.
Like I said again, I'll tell you in the break. As a moderator, you're intermediary. You don't know, I don't say you on now. Like, starting on my social media, I thought, listen, they got politicians in Jamaica and Mary Vaz She's 53 years old. She's a beautiful woman. I talked to her. Listen, I talked to some high class caliber woman in BBC, Fox News, and CNN. Seriously, right now. But you know, Fox News is a Republican. Right? And CNN, they kind of like, you know, the Democrat. So you gotta know which propaganda machine you depend on. Or the bandwagon. You want to tell you?
I like how you say
that.
Tell you?
Yeah, so different, you know. You see, like, so you gotta know, you can't read one thing, you can read every source. You analyze it. You see propaganda? That start war now. You gotta be careful. Rumor, you hear this, hear that. No. You gather all information if it's credible.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Let me ask you. Sorry to interrupt. Let me ask you.
Do you think?
Caymanians who are voting, right? Just specifically.
Sorry to interrupt you. Which Caymanians? Because people talking about native Caymanian, paper one, who flying last night.
Right. Okay. Let me put it this way: the voters there, right? So the Caymanians who are voting, right? Those ones there. So we have an election, we have a referendum. So those who vote amongst the Caymanians that are voting or the voters, do you think, generally speaking, we pay attention to what's going on, we read, we research, we form an opinion after we've, like you said, done some analysis, or we just follow the masses?
I got you at that point now. Boy, you must remember mine too. No, you see, Cayman now. You have your diet supporter.
Okay.
And you have the swing voters.
Okay.
The undecided. And usually, I'd say about 65%. You have your diet supporters. You get them about
65% as much?
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
There are 35. Usually, how much we turn out to vote? Like 80%? Low 80s?
Yeah, this time was a little bit less than that.
Yeah, it was less.
But 80% roughly.
People don't want that one more vote. People don't like it now.
No, they don't.
Some people, they whop in now, you know?
Right.
All right. Like I said again, 65%, you're confident you vote for you.
Okay.
And you got some that they want to read the manuscript and whatever, the portfolio and and this and that, and lately, right? But you got to swing voters. They're going to boot, they're undecided, they know what to do. You see the US now? My mother live in Iowa, that's swing state now. Yeah. You got to know. Yeah, so you see Joe Biden, right?
Yeah.
Trying a thing, you know?
Think he make it?
Boy, he got tasked. He could walk in the demographic now. He added that. But Trump, no, that Twitter thing. They people like that, you know.
Yeah.
But Trump, boy.
So if election was, and I'm being careful because I don't really know it heavily, right? But if election was in the U.S. tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
Do you think the president would get re-elected, or would it be somebody new?
Boy, you saw that fiasco with the Kremlin and Madeline.
Yeah.
You see the collusion kind of decipher. You have advantage of that now.
Okay.
And it depends on Trump now. But listen, he went North Korea and thing. So Dennis Rodman. It was all that story, but surely, right?
Yeah.
Right. And his mandate now, right? He mandate on that fence, that wall. He determined with it now. Because we determined in preservation, you can't go wrong. So he has to learn from it now. You know, right. Most politicians, listen, people, they put politicians in a pedestal. They want to bend me now. You know?
So don't put them on a pedestal. Right.
I respect politicians. Every politicians.
Right.
Okay, they've been there. You know, they have the dictators, like I say again. We have one in Cuba. They say 40%, like say for instance, my land or whatever, 4% for me. They're the girls, you know. And 60% for Fidel Castro. Rest in peace, you know?
Right.
But yeah, so
then from the perspective of the Caymanian voter, or the voters here in Cayman, from what I listened to, if we were to go to the polls on a national basis, whether you live in West Bay or you live in West End, whether you're in East End or Georgetown, however many people are on the ballot, you just vote for the ones you want, as opposed to the way it is now with the one man, one vote. How would you would want to be able to vote, pick who you want to vote for?
But like, you see the first way, all right, I will not represent now. And the 2012, the referendum for one vote, they actually omit my name to incarcerate over a year. I got it 1 year, right? Domestic problems, yeah, but I'm representing for, right? Yeah, but I did for myself, with me, my mother, in the past. And now, they omit my name. My name wasn't registered, so I didn't vote. I didn't participate in it. I call a and I say, boy, do you name it? And listen, we argue about it. That was 2012. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know? But when I voted up 2 years ago. You know, you obviously have a photo, you pick one. You know, but the old school, you have multiple choice.
Right.
But I know East End and came in Sister Islands, you know, different, right?
Right.
So we go by that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the boundary committee, they did a thing.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, it's difficult, no? Okay, it's difficult. But like I said, national vote, because people say, oh, he get back in, or he affiliate with that person, they take premiership. The stall that, regress that starting. Good national vote now.
All right, give more people
good national
say.
Vote, you know, makes sense. I mean, illogical to me. People disagree, you know, but
it's your perspective.
Squash everything.
All right,
and squat it.
What about we see in Florida, for instance, the issue with prisoners and voting and the like.
Yeah,
right.
Excellent.
In the Cayman context, if you're mindful and you're comfortable sharing with us, how are we looking at our prisoners from the perspective of participating in politics and being to vote? Start with that first.
But they can vote now, Sterling.
Yeah.
The prisoners, they can vote. They can vote, man.
Right.
They can vote. But you see the prison thing now?
Mm-hmm.
The prison life, the prison system. Boy, that's a different scenario. Like I said, the marijuana thing, I didn't change the marijuana thing.
Yeah.
I tell you, when the marijuana there, when marijuana there, everything resolved nice. That block we won, we were rough block, you know. Everybody afraid that block, we were rough, you know. There's no sauce down here, you know, but the prisoners now, they call it democracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or we prison if hurricane come. Or riot. That's what we're about. Instead of talking about hurricane now, we need a hurricane belt and change the subject.
No, go ahead.
We need a state of art facility, about 4,000 square foot. So we can store crops. Hurricane, she bound to come again now. She bound to come. Or you prepare. But we need something. We have crops preserved and ready. Right? We are the import since nice soil, and we start over again. Hurricane, you see what I wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? 90% gone. He went in there first, Grenada. Cargo tree, she went in there first. Then you can turn 90 degrees, then went Jamaica. Then you come here. Huh? Yeah. Believe me, you see my house, crew bypass, she was 8 foot of waves, the highway.
Wow.
Yeah? The north sound in south sound, they join. You know? All your ears, son, your pressure.
You remember
you come like, if I clear the morning, we've had on no phone. I got that boy. Yeah? But don't forget that. So, like I said again, think about the future and henceforth.
Pick up on that when we come back, the future. How you see it, where you would do, the idea of this facility. Something we could talk about that?
Yeah,
and then we talk about some of the other points that you want.
Do it, hang on.
All right, listen, you can call and share your thoughts with us. You can listen as I am and learn from Rambo as he shares. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Brand Source is putting a spin on spring cleaning with 20% off all washers and dryers from GE, Samsung, LG, and Frigidaire. Take a load off by making laundry easier, quicker, and energy efficient with 20% off all washers and dryers. Save now on laundry appliances from GE, Samsung, LG, and Frigidaire. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000. Sale ends this Saturday.
Hi, my name is Neraya LeBlanc. I am the minister and evangelist to the West Bay Church of Christ on 24 Batabano Road. I would love to take this opportunity to invite you to experience God's family at West Bay for yourself. We are a caring congregation that strongly believes in reaching out beyond ourselves to spread the gospel of Christ. We also take great pleasure in ministering to the needs of our people in our community. As God's called out kingdom people, we are in the business of transforming lives for the Master's use. For more information, you can visit our website at westbaycichurchofchrist.org or call us at 946-9294 or 917-1809.
Declaring the word of the Lord.
Cayman Islands Church of Christ presents Word of the Lord.
Word of the Lord, heard Sundays at 6:30 p.m. on Radio Cayman. It's time for the 8th annual Little Cayman Agriculture Show, Saturday, April 27 at Blossom Village Park from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Radio Cayman will be broadcasting live from Little Cayman starting at 10 a.m.
Celebrate Caymanian culture and enjoy cool sea breezes.
agricultural displays, competitions, and entertainment by Raymond Walton. Admission is $5 for adults, $3 for children ages 4 to 11, and under 3 are free. Raffle ticket only $10. Include admission with a chance to win first prize of CI $1,000 and much more. Radio Cayman's broadcast of the Little Cayman Agriculture Show is brought to you by Cayman National Bank, Kirkconnell Market, Peskill, Yellow, Baha'i Faith, Billy's Supermarket, Foster's, L&M Supermarket, and the Little Cayman National Trust.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us in the studio. Rambo sits with us, and as we share, get a perspective from his insight. The phone lines are open at 949-8037 or 949-6990. Likewise, 1-800-534-8255 is our toll-free call. Before the break, we were talking. As we come back, we share some more. Your perspective, Mario. When I look at where we are, we're talking, preparation for hurricanes. You were sharing about a building to store crops and the like. The international storage facility for greens that we see, and the country where we see biblical basis of having the ark. From your perspective, having a building that is hurricane proof that we can put, how do you think that would work for us?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Starting like all Leicester, state of the art facility, right? Instead of importing stuff, we cultivate properly after hurricanes. You should provide, crops, very kind, whatever,
Yeah.
Store it, actually 2-story high.
Yeah.
I
looked at a comment that came through during the break, and it was talking about the population and this person's perspective here, sharing that's one of the challenges that we're facing, and that as we grow in our population, we're not looking at food security. I tempted to read it the way it is, but as I said to the person when I responded, I don't want to get up into the politics of it.
But interpret it.
Right.
Do your thing.
So how it's shared, how I got shared, is that the concern is no problem with growing the population, but grow it in a managed way. And if we look at the food supply that we have now, if we keep the population growth and it's on check, it's not managed, not only in terms of when there's a hurricane or some natural disaster, but even just inclement weather, just going into the shop some days and the items are bare compared to what it was maybe when there were less people. Are those things that we're looking at and seeing how we're moving the country forward?
A valid point you're making, because it's think dents and scars, right? Scares, right? You gotta look into it. But like I see, starting the population growth now, you sustain it properly. Short term, you're passing through. That's it now. Short term. I don't change the subject now. I hear Mr. Allen Premier talking about the Iconic Tower, that kind of dark premises now. You got 3 circles now. A circle, you either elite, the needy, and the poor. The middle class is eradicate. She gone. Lily's gone.
No more middle class.
Yeah, she gone, bro. She gone. Unless you're an entrepreneur, you're middle class. But they got elite. And how I see the Iconic Tower, this is 6 years of construction. I participate in it. Who knows the gospel life? Yeah? But differently, you leave them in the empire, then tower, the high end. You leave them there. I mean, they stay there. You don't dictate. Don't dictate. You have your money and wealth. Cause you die. That come with them. Yeah.
Can't take it with you.
Yeah, they take it with them. You don't know. So you understand on a tower. Yeah, Ivory Tower.
So you make a
stay there. If it develop, stay there. Not discriminate no one. Starting, I work different people in the past construction. right? Different high class, middle class, low class, whatever. But that makes sense because what we're about now, inflation can happen again. A crucial inflation ain't gonna lick us hard, you know. And Trump know that too, you know. With the Atlantic trade, see he going with Theresa May, and she no longer to last, you know. Then he going over there. I hope you tell him with the beneficial ownership in the Constitution. Tell him, be brave and tell him what time it is. You know?
But can we do that? I mean, do you think that we have sufficient authority and autonomy as a jurisdiction to be able to say to the UK, hey, this is the time?
We talk about independence now?
Well...
No, not about independence, but independence, people afraid of that taboo. Number one thing, they two things people afraid of.
Why?
I don't know. Especially the independence. Listen, Sterling, I watch the news with Anthony Travers' name is. Senior accountant. He said
a lawyer.
He's a lawyer accountant.
A lawyer,
my bad. Thanks for correcting me.
No, that's okay.
I do accountant. He said we ready for that's his perspective.
That's his perspective.
We ready for election. We ready for independence. We ready for that.
Are you think so? What do you agree? Do you agree with that?
I mean, from his caliber, you know, and his knowledge and wisdom, he's been through here on 50 years. Yeah, that makes sense. To think about that, huh? But we feel. Listen, all we need an inquest. An inquest, more information.
Right.
With the pros and cons, the advantage, disadvantage.
What do you see independence doing for Cayman? Good and the bad. I mean, you say you would be in favor of it. Where do you see the good if this country was to go independent?
I mean, be self-sustained, everything flourishing popular. But what people afraid of independence now? A dictatorship.
Okay.
Now they're afraid of dictatorship. Yeah. You know, so they're afraid of that. They don't want about to come, you know. You know, like I said, Sterling, I think I called about 3 weeks ago, I tell you, Geneva.
Right.
Because Geneva Convention, you learn from that. You know? Norway prospering properly to know, Norway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What negatives?
Scandinavian countries, they prospering.
Yeah.
Still a little shorter.
If you were to go independent, where you see the drawbacks, the negatives, you know, the pros and the cons, what are the cons from your perspective?
The negative, people afraid now.
Yeah.
Somebody come seize Cayman.
Invade us. Take us over.
Some cartel around the corner, you can seize it. Hello, you know what I mean? They're afraid of.
So you think that's
listen, Sterling, people can smell the coffee brewing. When I sleep and you sleeping, people planning. So, hello, that I knew.
Yeah.
You got to think about longevity in the future. So I tell you about how I'm afraid nothing. She doesn't tamper. I'm afraid nothing. I'm afraid of myself. You know, and God. Because God know my destiny. Because God omnipresent now. All places all the time.
Right.
He know the day I born. He know until my last breath. Yes, he had a guess with the atheists. Not wrong, I respect him. No. I respect him. That is point he believes. I work with atheists too.
Yeah.
They're from Europe. Constructive site, the atheists. Yeah. That's they believe. They believe in neither Lucifer or God or Mary, the Virgin. No, how a child born with a virgin. That's their belief.
Yeah.
You still come from.
Right.
All right.
But those who have
they believe different. I believe my God. I know my God now. Yeah. So
now, from that perspective, Cayman is now we're just talking conjecture, you know, hypothetically, an independent nation. Do you think in this day and age there's a risk that some other country would invade and you know, take us over?
I know you see, that's the problem though. Because people laugh at us and came on. Look at them, the opposition deteriorating. The double side now, the opposition now. You know, how much is 6 of them now?
Well, there was 5, and Mr. Bryan, I think, is...
He always base stuff. He lone wolf, right? Yeah. Which I respect him. I give him credentials for that. He base stuff. You know, he try anything, right? But that was showing you, people laugh at that. Look at that. Look at the operating. And they bash the government. Like I said, I don't bash. Every time I vote, I don't bash no government opposition. I just humble, my hands full, analyze, do my thing.
Right.
When they can't vote, I cast my vote.
Do you think the fair then, as an independent nation, not so much of an invasion, but of a dictatorship? So somebody from within rises up and becomes a dictator. You think that's more a fear that people may have?
No, fear because people be that popular flap their head or her head.
Mm.
And they feel they're superior.
Why though? I mean, could we? Is it?
That's my aspect point of view of it, necessarily.
Right.
You know, I could be wrong about the way that people be afraid. Imagine, look where she come from or he come from.
Mm-hmm.
He run things. No, not. Don't respect no one.
So could we not put in place safeguards to? I'm not just talking term limits, but things that could ensure that we look at the position, not as some have said that we tend to do more of. Oh, that person is going to be this thing, so let's make sure that either they have this or don't have this. Let's look at the position and whether it's called the president or the prime minister, whatever that term is that we give to the political leader, to make sure that the person in that position can function, but is also isn't installed for life in a dictator. Could we not do things to make it better?
So then invest in terms. The terms.
Okay.
You know, make the public democracy pervades. Right. So then listen, Prince Charles came in all day, right? Listen, do you know how he get to be the future king? You know what? A family member his get assassinated in Northern Ireland. In the IRA, they serious. They put a bomb in a boat now. The how he got that position. Look it up, Sterling. Ask me.
Lord Montmore.
I tell you how you go. The how he get to be the future king. So
you think he'll make it?
Him? Yeah, he might return 93 now. Right?
He might live another 100 years, man.
He can live long. But Sterling had a beat now. I remember before Hurricane Ivan, they stayed for the Castro. His life expenditure. So he'd be 135. Oh, boy, he not make it. The father and the son, he not make it. Yeah, cigar man. Yeah, CIA should bomb off. They try, but boy, there you go. Eh?
So that's but Ram,
different.
When we look at
be humorous, you know. You laugh, you gotta be screwed and things. You gotta laugh, man.
You gotta laugh, man. All right, Susan, is telling us that we got a news break, but as we go to the news, we remind our listeners to share with us 949-8037 or 949-6990. Likewise, toll free at 1-800-534-8255. And then we have the WhatsApp, 925-3261. You can record a voice note, send it across. You can type it up and send it through. And if Ms. Susan reads it to me, no, I just kidding. I can read it for you guys. Well, I think I can send it WhatsApp and I'll share it with the listeners if that's your intent. When we come back from the news break, please rejoin us.
We are Radio K-Man, and this is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time. Praise time on Radio K-Man. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I'm gonna walk them golden stairs, 'cause I know my Jesus answers all my prayers. Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Praise time.
There's nothing to go back to. Give me Jesus in the morning. For the God of the mountain is still God in the valley.
Shout with joy to God, all the earth, sing glory to His name.
Praise time. Praise time.
Jesus in the morning. Yeah.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio K-Man. Radio K-Man's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
With the 2019 hurricane season starting June 1st, the Department of Children and Family Services is now looking for shelter volunteers. This year, DCFS plans on training approximately 100 volunteers in May, which will ensure there is an adequate pool of volunteers to draw from to assist with shelter operations in the event of a hurricane during the 6-month-long season. In news elsewhere, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein is taking swipes at his critics as he prepares to leave the Justice Department, using one of his final speeches to defend his handling of the special counsel's Russia investigation and condemn decisions made before he took the job. Rosenstein, in an appearance Thursday night before a lawyers' group, aimed at pointed remarks at former FBI Director James Comey, lawmakers, political pundits, and the media. The unusually candid remarks laid bare his pent-up feelings after spending the past 2 years entangled in some of the Trump administration's most dramatic and consequential moments.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says he has no plans to limit himself to one term if he's elected president in 2020. The 76-year-old Democrat told ABC's The View on Friday that his age is a legitimate question and that voters can decide whether he is up to the demands of the presidency. Biden would be the oldest president in American history. He said he hopes to show that age has brought wisdom and experience that can make things a lot better. And speculation is mounting that Bansky was at Extinction Rebellion's London protests after the appearance of a mural at the group's Marble Arch base. The stenciled street art of a girl along with the words, "From this moment despair ends and tactics begin," was found on a wall overnight. The site had been occupied by climate activists for nearly 2 weeks until protests ended on Thursday. Banksy has not confirmed if he was behind the work. Those are your latest updates here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanta Gallego.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Residents are being advised that roadworks will be ongoing this Sunday, April 28th in the vicinity of West Bay Road and Lawrence Boulevard from 7:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Drivers are asked to proceed with caution and obey traffic signs on West Bay Road. Drivers who need to turn onto Lawrence Boulevard off of West Bay Road are asked to take alternate routes, as one lane will be closed. That's roadworks this Sunday, April 28th from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Lawrence Boulevard and West Bay Road.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thanks for joining us as we have the good company of Rambo sitting in with us. And when we think of the different things that are happening, not just globally, not just even in the region, Rambo, but right here in our own country, let me ask of you, as you take us through, what may be the three most important things that as a country, whether it's the elected or appointed government, but as a country, we need to be looking at from your perspective?
So like I say, cultivation.
Yeah.
Food. We need surplus of food.
Food, okay. Food security, how
self-sustaining food, right? And starting like, listen, I know we got replenish zones, right? And we need to.
This is marine parks.
Marine parks, replenish zones, right? We either import some mangroves. That make a deterrence towards hurricane for buffing, rather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it make a difference. But starting different for locals, natives, we need to free up certain zones. I understand people overfish and overpoaching. One small bunch now. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we need to free up certain things for natives. You know?
But
I hope the government could look at that for natives, because the other day, me and my associates, we were by the beach, we had a couple of bears. We see some oriental, they call it national, the oriental now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting juvenile fish, but they see getting fish, well. But we not question them or pertain to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're young fish. Yeah. But they probably out, we respect them, they're afraid, and, you know, hostility. So we alone, they're showing you, and installing people and they craft, you know. Right? They're raping her, that seabed. When I sleep in kind of lobsters, they're raping her, that seabed. When they sleep in. Because they got craft, worth $300,000, $200,000.
Big old boys.
Yeah, they raping her, see, you know, they seabed. You know, and imagine now, the last I got conquered, I started. Well, 2012 December, my bedroom up, shark all up these then. We pop a couple conks. And I say, boy, what's shark out there? They're coming out. You know? From that, I don't know what again.
What kind of shark is on though?
Boy, I tell you, listen, up to last Saturday, in my bedroom, we drink some beers. 2 beers we had. You see, he will go low tide, walk low tide. We see one shark the size of me. Only 3 feet deep now. I was showing you. So,
did you know what kind it was?
A lot of tip, man.
Okay.
But Sterling, listen, we climate change now.
Mm-hmm.
That we got consider too. Climate change. You see, we have reservoirs around the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about 2% 2 degrees increase
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about imperial oil and thing, we go worry how we sustain ourselves, how we import fuels. Because they say they actually disregarding the fossil fuels. You know, because increase 2 degrees temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to look across the board, Sterling. We can't focus on you're regressing this, regressing that. Listen, we got came on very beautiful place now. And we got feel good every morning now.
Mm-hmm.
No missiles or no shellings around the place now. You know what I tell you?
Yeah.
You saw in Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
That dollhouse. Hello. They have extremists and fanatics. They do things.
So the idea of food security.
Food security.
No, reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, so become as
you know, and we got advocate for alternative energy.
Yeah.
You know, or the source of things.
Mm-hmm.
We look at something. You know, instead of, you know, because you came on, there's a unity.
Mm-hmm.
There's no unity. You see the same-sex union? That's the only time I hear unity. My circle, everybody against it. You hear bad words, different class people. I know certain females, they probably don't talk about it because the female sensitive. That's their lifestyle, nothing wrong with that. Most everybody know, everybody cursing, profanity, obscene language. You know what I tell you?
Why is it then that as I listened to what you shared, I'll repeat it just to make sure I didn't misunderstand. That was the one issue that irrespective of who you are, where you work, whether you're male or female, irrespective, seem to be unifying amongst everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Why that and not child abuse, spousal abuse, homelessness, cost of living, the challenge to go independent, not go independent, building a road, not building, whatever the issues. Why that issue and not any other potentially? The dump, the port, the schools, whatever.
Everything.
How come this thing galvanizes everybody to the extent that it did, but these other things, I mean, is it that this is that much more important and those are not? I'm just asking.
I can be wrong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a little bit brother, right? You go Triple C, you're very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the road student, and I say, child, my life like that. I see.
Well, he'll be a brother, man. That's why he's smart.
Yeah, exactly. he really books, do homework.
Uh-huh.
You know, video games. He tell me, he's 12 years old. He wants a smartphone. They ask him who we gonna be. He's gonna be a chef. But listen, I know we believe in state and church, you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what trigger off the whole animosity and a pandorium, right? Everything. Being caveman now,
mm-hmm.
right? We regional. Most is homophobic, you know, right? But state and church play a role in it. In a way, state and church. State and church. And I know you're going through the process now, in August, with the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want elaborate too much on it.
Fair enough, but the governor weighed in, the chairman.
Like I said against that, it was a unicorn decision. That was credible.
Okay.
Because only the legislators got a props to that. You understand?
All right. Well, that's what we thought, right?
And what about certain people from the UK? Listen, I wait in England night before, right? Beautiful place, right? But you can't make people come here because Sterling, what a UK perspective is, they want an annexation, right? They want everything as one. Because they're 18 overseas territories now, but the 5 here in Bermuda, through the Afro descendants who have already be minority, or they can persuade us and thing. You're not coming running for the office, and I get you're not running. No, I Mr. Allen say, I defer Allen. No, Mr. Allen, the premier. No, if he I got to do it, you either it or I toss my hat to run. I'm not gonna run here.
All right, let's ask about that, but let's take this caller. Rambo shares his perspective. Let's go to the phones. Welcome, you're on Talk Today.
Yes, good afternoon, Sterling.
Afternoon, sir. Welcome, man. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. I just think that we had a little bit of unfinished business when you had Dexter yesterday. There was one point I just want to make.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I'll go back on the other topic, but I did send you the thing I said I would.
Okay. Can I ask you which you used the Talk Today email address?
Yes, I used Talk Today.
Okay. All right. I'll try to find it there because there's some challenges, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Yeah.
I just wanted to say this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I love Dexter's music. I really admire him as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to point out this. That's why the Bible says the fool had said in his heart, there is no God. So I can't have too much regard for him on the other front, the intellectual front. Because, you see, what happens, Charlene, I think is this. A lot of us, once we get a certain level of education, we think we're too smart to accept that there's a God. You see, it's a matter of, to me, it's just a matter of belief. But some of us choose to believe there is no God and think that makes us smarter. I want to say that the contrary is true. Because the Bible says, the heavens show forth the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Something like that. Right? So my position is that there is more empirical evidence to prove the existence of God, because you have to explain away a lot of complicated stuff that he just with a shake of the hand dismisses. And nuclear physicists and scientists are still grappling with the problem of, intelligent design or creationism or whatever and all these things. But with us, he dismisses God, right? But my contention is that there is more empirical evidence. What evidence can he show other than his belief to prove that there is no God? There is no such empirical evidence. He cannot prove that. So I think he shouldn't think himself smart because he doesn't believe there's no God. He chooses to believe there's no God. And there's nothing in nature that will support his belief or his lack of belief. So that's what I say to people who say there is no God. And I have my own examples to draw on, and I wouldn't bore your audience with them, how God has interacted in my own life. I didn't hear him speak, but I saw his response in moments of calamity. If he hadn't, I would not have been here. Because like Jacob, I wrestled with God in my time of dire need and said, this is me. This is your boy. You can't let me go like this. I've always been careful to do so. And he took me out of a totally impossible situation. I would have drowned because I was in above my head, not to... it's a sort of intended but unintended pun.
Mm-hmm.
I would have drowned. And he pulled me out of that. And there are other instances in my life. So, if Dexter wants to believe that there is no God, that's okay. He will have to account for that. But I want to let him know that he should not think himself smart because he chooses to believe that. Because other people who are smart, who are intelligent, who are educated, choose to believe, and through faith and experiences we've had, we know that there is a God, and that he is what he says he is, and he can do what he says he can do. And that is my... I just wanted to make that. On the other matter, I still maintain that the homosexual activity does nothing. If we chose to go that way, would there be an improvement in our society, moral, ethical, spiritual, any sort of improvement in this society? No, there would not be. And there'd be people coming off of ships and deliberately taunting those of us who abhor the behavior, French kissing each other, people of the same gender in the streets, etc., etc., etc. We've experienced that before. I pray, it is my prayer, my humble prayer before God, that we not be forced to go down that road, because I think it's wrong. It is what, because people say sin is sin. Those who choose to believe the Bible, I think Dexter chose to divorce himself from biblical issues because he knows that you cannot support supporting this movement if you believed in the Bible. He knows he's smart enough to figure that out. So he chooses to dismiss everything else.
I appreciate you sharing that, man. Thanks for the input. With that, Rambo, the final break. Let's take that. And when we come back, hear from you some more, man. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
I have various items coming from different suppliers that I need to ship to Cayman. Do you offer consolidation?
Yes. Seaboard Marine offers consolidation for full and less than container loads. We can hold your packages at our Miami warehouse until everything arrives and ship it all in one go. And we have the best rates to Grand Cayman. Visit seaboardmarine.com for more information.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
At Powerhouse Gym, where you feel like home in a multicultural energy environment for all. They are dedicated to helping you achieve your fitness goals. Whether you have decided to get in shape, train for a specific sport, boost your energy levels, or even look your best for a special day. With a variety of sports options, group fitness classes, CrossFit outdoor gym, they provide personal trainers and equipment. Powerhouse Gym, King Sports Center, offers a complete health and recreational environment for the only sports and recreational facility of its kind in the Cayman Islands. For more information, call 946-5464. Email kings@candw.ky or visit www.kingsportscenter.com. Powerhouse Gym, King Sports Center. Serious results, period.
Headlines.
With the latest headlines.
Headlines.
All the news when you want it. Tune in to Radio Cayman for hourly headlines of the day's top stories.
One of Cayman's bright and shining young stars.
Local, regional, international.
Headlines.
Turning to international news. Updates on the hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. on weekdays. Radio Cayman News.
Headlines.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. And thanks so much for sharing with us in Rambo. A wonderful way to share the Friday afternoon. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and being with us, man. And as you've indicated, this notion as we build our society, from the entrepreneur, to the self-employed, we build wealth, not just the financial, but we build social wealth. We share ideas, we get a perspective, and we get a notion of where we are. From your perspective, Rambo, as the people listening, as we go in through the weekend, I think you said actually three things: food security, talking about the notion of not relying on fossil fuels, so look at alternative energy, and then during the break you're talking about looking at the environment, the dump in particular.
Yeah.
Now you can choose to add another one or expand, but if we were looking at three things, that third one that you want to share publicly or that we need to be considering as a public to move forward, what is that third thing?
I'll leave that the next time. We got 10 minutes to go, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to elaborate too much. But the previous caller now.
Yeah.
The previous caller, right?
Yeah.
I hear he come from. His Christianity belief, right?
Right.
You either look warm, you're warm or cold.
Mm-hmm.
You choose one. Like I say again, people that atheists, that's their belief.
Mm-hmm.
They should know their destiny. But I know God omnipresent at all places at all time. And you see, with the same-sex union now, I call you and tell you, it's all about celibacy. Like for mental. Inhalation of celibacy. No proliferation of offspring and reproduction. So the population will actually decline eventually.
Right.
So I talk about the last caller, but in the future, the third point I make, I do it some other time.
Yeah, man.
Because through time is the essence.
Fair enough. I think we have an opportunity for one final call.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
Let's take this call.
Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you, Sterling. Thanks for taking my call.
Well.
And hello to Mr. Rambo.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Right here, man.
Good afternoon. Yeah, this is Dexter Bodden.
That's all.
I'm calling to respond to the previous caller, who I think was the caller that called in yesterday when I visited your show.
Yes, sir.
And I guess he's thinking that I'm ignorant and I don't have any smarts because I don't believe in make-believe God. But he still cannot answer the questions that I would pose to him. And that is, where did God come from? Who created God? And this is posed to anyone that is willing to give me these answers. How come God could not make Eve from dirt like he made Adam from dirt? Did he not then produce a propensity for incest when he made Eve from a part of Adam? How come he's not still making man or woman from dirt? How come he could only make one? What I want answers to these questions. Then take me to meet this God that you all are going to meet when you die.
You know what, Mr. Dexter? I think, hopefully by our examples, we will be able to respectfully show a better face. Hey, thanks very much. And the question that shouldn't go unanswered, but just for a short time. Hey, thanks very much. And I'm going to endeavor to provide something for you later on. But Rambo, here's a society that's facing so many challenges. Whether a person, right, is seeking an answer to some sort of financial challenge that they're having, how do they get out of the debt? Whether the person is trying to figure out, well, how do I borrow money to finish building this house or even build a family home? Or whether the person is seeking some, philosophical resolution to something that they pontificate, or whether the person is looking at some sort of religious conundrum and answering it. Maybe they're confused about, their sexuality. Maybe they're unsure of their acceptance within the family and society. Is this society being inclusive and accepting, being respectful and accommodating? From your perspective, Rambo, where do we take this whole notion? I look at you and I realize that through our conversations, even just the things that you shared publicly, you're obviously well aware of what's happening here, not only with our government and our laws and the legislative assembly, but on the street. You're aware of what's happening in the region, whether it's an issue unfolding in one of the countries nearby, or whether it's the US or North America in general, or whether it's Europe, Asia. You are taking time to know. Now, it could be because of your disposition, but why is it that more of us aren't paying attention, listening to the news, and not just something that you said earlier, not just one news source. You go into all the different ones and analyzing it and making an intelligent determination.
Conclusion.
Yeah, man. You and I feel like you thankfully have shared with me. It's encouraging because you make time. Now, maybe you have the financial independence to do it, and that's why. Maybe you just have the personal disposition to do it, maybe that's why. But many of us aren't even, we don't care too much, man.
I mean, and I both say, like, I got kind of tailor-made, but I both say, but
I like how you say that, man.
But the different is you see, now, people confused now. People confused. In the global came out, everybody confused. People don't even know themselves. You can look in the mirror. They don't know themselves.
Yeah. Can
whatever desires they have.
Yeah. Can you let me back up 1 second? Forgive me.
No problem.
Publicly, if you can say no when I go in there, I respect that, right?
And I had nothing.
No, I understand. And I'm like you. We are kind of a quiet people. We're not bossy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, humble yourself. Yeah. Meek, humble.
I have a couple of friends who say constantly that one of the biggest failures in this society is that we're not sharing the wealth. We're not ensuring there are enough entrepreneurs. We're not enough business owners. With too many employees, not enough employers, so to speak, right? So as a result of not having a level of, I'll use the word wealth, financial independence, we're working, right? Yeah. And so because we're so busy working, we can't spend time reading, we can't spend time reasoning, we can't spend time, being a little bit more, rational and social and the like. Now, we look at people who have a degree of wealth. They can travel and take a vacation. They can pay more attention to their health. they socialize in however format, they look after their health, they look after their education, they look after their families. And they got time to maybe do some things that they want. In this community, Caymanians don't seem to be able to do any of those things well, if at all.
Yes. Starting right now, how Cayman operate now? Being a fast lane now. Like I say, the days gone, the days gone. Time won't be in a fast lane, believe you me. Time moving swiftly, you know. So now you got to look at yourself.
Yeah.
Looking at yourself, hey, deep down, personally, you know, whatever desires you want to achieve, right?
Yeah.
Your self-esteem, look at yourself.
Yeah.
Eh? Like you say, the wealth, you got to spread it.
Yeah, man.
You see, like entrepreneurship. I want to be entrepreneurship too. You see that dog?
Yeah.
If I dog be like, who knows? I could open up, but it ain't expensive though. That commercial. Per square foot, you know how to operate, right? So, but differently, you know.
There's a song that Eagles, I don't know, take it to the limit.
I like Eagles, man. Or California. Welcome to California.
Yeah, you spend all your time making money and all your.
California. Man.
That one is it. Take it to the limit. You do? What?
California.
Yeah. She go. Can I tell him?
No, tell Susan Faye, Line Ice, man. Line Ice.
Well, she says to let you know that she had Hotel California lined up. So you got.
Line Ice.
Line Ice,
man. Put Line Ice for Miss Susan.
Wait a minute, you guys are communicating telepathically.
She brought up.
These brackers are telepathic, man.
You pull up.
Well, you know, the idea that we're looking at maybe having more of us sharing the economic prosperity to ensure that there's a sense of social stability. I recognize the time, and there's a fear that people in this community are no longer have that expectation that as they get older, as they come into their own, that they're going to be able to live and retire here, that they're going to be safe and secure, because things are going to become a little bit socially unstable. What do you think? You think we're seeing violence in the future?
Well, now I tell you,
yeah, man,
2 minutes ago, right?
Yeah, man.
That one of my want to legalize. We had the former Commissioner Beans to legalize that, right? And starting the point you make now, it'll be fast now.
Take your time, man. Go ahead, man.
Okay, man, now, it coming for the elite now. Really truly, it coming for the elite. So, we got put things in place for everybody. Different spectrum people. So everybody can benefit, and everybody can sustain, live in prosperity.
The iconic tower that was talked about.
Yes.
Would you be in favor of that?
Yeah, I agree for that, because that's his premises.
Right.
And they stay there. Because they don't want to interact with it, with us.
So a reservation for the rich.
Yeah, exactly. They stay there. Right? Yeah, they stay there.
But would you build it there and only there, or would it be for anybody who can afford to build one? You want to put it in the back, you want to put it in Little Cayman, East End, or the South Sound, North Side. You can put it where you want to put it.
If they build the next one, you got to tax them, remunerate them hard.
Well, why not this one too?
Same it too.
Okay.
But start now, do it stringently, they come hard. In a true, because it's your property,
right.
He's the proprietor.
Right.
They come hard with it.
Would you you put a limit on how high you can go? 50 stories, 500 stories? I mean, what would you think? And hopefully nobody holds it against you. This is your view.
Look, for Canada, that is property.
Yeah.
You can go how far you want to go. But anybody else?
Yeah.
Sanction them. You do sanction.
So if you want to put 1,000 stories, go ahead. If that's economically and engineering.
In the Charlotte Cloud, you won't go.
You can go as high as you want.
You won't go. Yeah, but
hey.
they property now. You can't tell them what to do. You make up their property or your wife. You say that way.
So if I own a piece of land in, I don't know, Red Bay North Side, I can afford it. Same thing though. Thanks, man.
You'll be shut up, Sterling. Okay, man, have a good weekend, you know?
Listen, Rambo.
What a piece. I hear some activities happening on South Sound, you know, but there you go.
Yeah, man.
We in those days gone, Sterling. You know?
All right. Let me ask you at some point as you think about it, whether you share now, whether you share on your next call, whether to her or to Mr. Oseen on Monday. What we need to do as a people to make sure that we maintain a good prospect of the opportunities, but we are safe in our communities, whether as we out walking or whether we're in the backyards, that people have safety. There's a sense of economic, political, and social stability. Is there something that we need to do that we're not doing now?
Well, starting first of all, from the LA to the low places, high places, we need to compromise with everything. Compromise. So you and I have a good civilized dialogue, discussion,
Mm-hmm.
compromise. That's what you need. Everybody be peaceful, happy, merry.
Yeah.
And but I tell you, like I said earlier on, I think about 20 minutes ago, I tell you, being a fast lane.
Yeah.
You gotta be vigilant. You know,
Yeah,
vigilant. Like how you drive, you crossing the road. You know, be vigilant. Your environment around your surroundings, just be vigilant. You know.
Okay, so the laws should apply equally to everybody.
Everybody, like I said again, I repeat myself like a broken record. But Commissioner Bean say, decriminalize marijuana. That he bring to the table. No? That from his aspect point of view.
Yeah.
And that from that caliber.
We could talk about that some more.
And the topic I want to talk about was the tempura.
Yeah. Next time.
The fishing expedition, but the next time.
Next time.
In the future.
All right, Rambo, thank you for giving some of your time, man.
No problem.
And to our listeners, thank you, Killer, for taking time to listen. And I trust that if you have further comments, you join us. Can we extend an invitation for you to join Mr. Art come Monday morning? And as he enjoys, I thank Miss Susan for reminding me. As he enjoys his extended siesta, Miss Donna will sit in and call her, share your thoughts with her. She is an amazing lady, truly born to be a journalist. And maybe this is why we install the cameras in the studio to ensure that you can not only hear, but you can see her as well. So that's Monday morning. She sits in for Mr. Art. Enjoy your weekend. There's probably a lot going on that you want to be a part of. There's a lot that you maybe hoping to avoid. But whatever you do, I do it with some joy. Be safe. If I can, if you don't mean, to impose on you. When you're on the roads, be careful. Be cautious. Be considerate. Drive with, due regard and attention. You're going to get there. The question is, you're going to get there safely? Or are you going to, get there and not know that you got there because you were taken in some other way that you're no longer in this land? Sounds harsh, but better to arrive safe than not at all. Until Monday, be blessed.
After all that talk, sit back, relax. Easy listening on the way. You're listening to Susan on the PM Show, Radio K-Man.
Dress up all in lace, go in style. Late at night, a big old house gets lonely. I guess every form of refuge has its price.